Don't battle me.
Dude, so you know the words of this?
I know jump around. So.
That's the only thing you know. It's way better than Chris's, so I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Or stroking, but we won't talk about stroking. So.
Don't bring that up.
But jump around. I can see you coming in, Not too bad right there.
That's a good one.
That's nice.
That's a very good one.
That gets you going, man.
So tell us why Susie would have her hands up when you come in.
Hey, why would she not? I mean, let's just be honest, you know? It's just, why would she not have her hands up?
Okay, all right, I got you.
The male nurse, so.
That was good, man. Nicely done,
good.
Holt.
Yeah, there you go. You're welcome.
I appreciate the trepidation that was put into that.
Yeah. Hey, that was my
Lots
word
of
for the day. It was the word for the day on the calendar. You pull one off. Trepidation.
When you're sitting on the toilet, you look up the word of the day.
Trepidation.
I just saw it. It was actually Nelly's in his bathroom, but I wasn't going to say that. So.
Read it in the magazine.
You went
sitting
in
my
there?
bathroom.
That's it.
Unfortunately.
All right, James.
That's rough.
All the pressure's on you.
Yeah.
You better make it good, man. I'm telling you, look, we've had Coach Matheny on here.
I know.
And he brought it with Journey and
I can't believe that I had to follow Matheny. Well, thankfully, Mark filled in. He did
Mark
great.
came in
So
last
I didn't
week,
have to
and
follow
his was
Matheny.
cake. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Holt just brought his on. So what's yours, big boy?
All right. Mine, after much trepidation. I'm going with an artist who just doesn't ever get it wrong.
That's right.
And the man's name is Justin Timberlake. JT.
Uh-oh.
I'm bringing sexy back.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Hit it, Nelly. Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is. I like that.
Especially coming out of the bathroom.
Please take that off the video so they won't see us bouncing around.
Shake it.
Yeah. Oh, he's up now. Oh, now so you can't see this, but Daniel's actually at the chair shaking his booty right here.
You can't help but dance.
Dude, I mean, if you're going to have a song like that, you got to be able to shake it, right?
Well, no.
You turn this on for Lauren, do a little dance for her?
Yes, but it's in the dark.
She's glad of that.
Thankfully, it's after dark.
You kind of you look a little bit like
What?
JT?
Bieber.
No,
The Bieber.
It's definitely not Bieber.
It's Timberlake.
It's Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake.
JT.
Is that who it was? Okay.
Not Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Definitely
I got
not.
you.
But
Not
you
to be
get points
confused.
for knowing who Justin Bieber is.
I'm actually impressed with that.
Actually, he didn't.
He's got two teenage daughters.
He don't look like Timberlake.
It's just wrong.
You're right
What
about
do you
that.
like? But what's your favorite Justin Bieber song?
Uh-oh, silence. Still silence. It's dead air there, Nelson.
That's good that you can't name one, actually.
Oh,
I
dude.
can't name one either.
Well, that's nice. Listen, that's good. Good songs, guys.
Yeah.
Nelly, you know his. He
Come on, Nelly. Let's hear your song. Come on,
don't
one more time.
encourage him. Don't
Nelly,
encourage
come on,
him.
man. Let me
Maybe
hear
a little later. Maybe a little later.
Oh, my goodness. Come on now.
It ain't quite
Rainer.
dark enough yet.
Well, look, what's been going on with you guys this week?
Hey, man.
Oh, I just got back from the beach. Oh, you did too.
I was down at the beach too last week.
Must be
That's right.
nice,
Yeah.
fellas.
It was
Got
nice.
back from the beach.
Did
It was
y'all
a good
see
time.
each other at the beach?
No, I completely ignored that
He
whole
doesn't.
group.
Are you
He
guys
doesn't like
friends
me.
outside of here?
No.
No, I don't like this guy at all.
Okay.
So
Well, that makes more sense.
he's in my Sunday school class, but we won't talk about that. So
Yeah.
Is that the class you were telling me
Are you-
about?
you teach?
That you're
Oh.
you want to leave?
Yeah.
Go to.
I'm
Okay.
trying to get out of that.
Awesome.
Yeah, thanks. Awkward here, but that's
Yeah.
all right.
I heard you never teach your class anymore,
Yeah.
man.
Hey, I've gotten a little flack for that lately. I'm gonna, I was out a couple weeks. I'm gonna be out in a couple weeks.
He taught once in the last 2 months, so that's pretty good.
I'm pulling. Well, didn't your dad? I don't know. Walt. He's really old school. He didn't know how to download a podcast. But your dad took the summer off, didn't he? I think to teach. So.
Yeah, he don't play.
Took a sabbatical.
Yeah, he did take a sabbatical.
But I asked somebody, I'm like, how's it going in Holt's class? And they said, Holt who? And I guess they're new this summer. They haven't met you yet.
Holt has a class?
That's right.
It's like, oh, you'll meet him in the fall. Don't worry.
I'll be here in the fall.
Soccer
That's
season
right.
starts. He'll
That's
be
right.
around.
That's right. A couple weeks. But
well, look, have you guys been watching? I mean, obviously, you guys are sports fans in here,
That's
and we
right.
watch
Yeah.
it and everything.
Yeah.
Big weekend. We had football was back this
That's right.
weekend,
That's right.
which was
Preseason.
awesome. Even
Yeah.
though it's preseason football,
It's all right.
Preseason.
I'll take it over.
At least it sort of gets the top 10 ESPN off of baseball.
Well,
'Cause that's all it
That's
is.
It is. Well, that's all they got. You know.
Yeah, that's all they got.
You had football come back. You had the PGA.
That's
which
right.
I'm
yes.
not a golfer by any means, but
Oh.
I hear that it was pretty exciting
Oh, yeah, it
this
was.
weekend.
Rory.
I'm a big golfer, so I enjoyed watching Roy. I thought old Phil would bring it out, but Roy did good.
Yeah, it got kind of dark.
You got part of that right.
What's that?
You big.
And I got a big catheter for you, so watch out. It'll be. How about? I'll tell you what the sad part is, though. I know old C. Rice is involved with this, and I'd like to get his opinion. But How about that tragedy at the racetrack, the dirt track?
That was messed up. Did you watch it? Did you see it?
Yeah, I actually saw the whole video where they hit the dude too.
Did you YouTube it or did you? Yeah.
I think I had to I wanted to see what happened. As I was an old ER trauma nurse a long time ago, so I just kind of wanted to see that. And it was he threw him about 50 feet.
Yeah. Was he dead on impact?
Pretty much looked like he was, but he had his helmet on, so that tells you. I don't know how, so I don't know how everything. I know it was blunt force trauma, but he was.
But it looked like he hit him like in the back of the car.
Yeah, the back wheel.
The back wheel.
I haven't seen it. I've heard a bunch of different stories on it, and everybody is full of it. I mean, you talk to some people and they say, well, Tony Stewart, he couldn't slow down, and the other one saying, well, he sped up, and the other one just saying he couldn't avoid it, and them saying, well, he could avoid. Depending on what radio station you listen to, everybody's got a different take on it.
Oh yeah.
The sad part is that kid was 20 years old.
20 years old.
Yeah. 20 years old. And you think about it. I was thinking about it on the way over here tonight. Here's a kid who is this was a dirt track, right?
Yep, dirt track.
Have you heard? You know about it, Nelson? You just sitting over there. You with us?
I've seen it.
Okay. Well, it's a dirt track, and I guess that's like and I wish Chris was here because he could tell us, for sure. But that's like the really lower leagues of racing, right? I mean, like the minor leagues, not lower league, but the minor leagues of racing.
Racing ain't no sport.
Racing's not a sport.
I thought we were talking about sports.
But he 20 years old. Now picture this. He's out there trying to make a name for himself, get out there. And here comes Tony Stewart, who is an icon in racing, at this time. And so he's thinking, I get to go up against Tony Stewart. And he gets out there, gets thrown into the wall. And then,
gets out of the
like
car.
Young guys do. They just don't think.
No,
they get all mad and bent out of shape and, just react. And he comes out there and bam, just like that, he's gone, man.
Man, he didn't think going around that last corner that he, in 30 seconds, he was going to be an eternity. And that's something that, that's what I thought about, honestly.
Yeah.
That split second. We just never know. This kid was, the last thing he ever thought about when he strapped up in that car was getting hit and killed.
It had to be the best night of his life before it started because he was racing against Tony Stewart.
Oh, yeah.
And then just like that, his family, God bless them, man. I can't understand what they're going through. I feel horrible for Tony Stewart.
Yeah, I do too.
I just can't imagine being in that situation.
The whole thing all around is terrible, man. Just to be involved anyway. The family, because this was from what I read and what I saw, was an up and coming star. He was a good racer. He, he was aggressive on the track. He raced all the time to try to get his name out there. And here he is, like you said, 20 years old. He's probably racing against Tony. He's very excited, then he's going to stand up, and next thing you know, he's on the side dead,
Dude,
and
I
it's
heard
awful.
The one radio station said he's 20 years old, but he had 16 years of experience.
Man.
That means at 4 years old, they said at 4 years old, he was racing go-karts. And, it started from there. It went from at 4 years old racing go-karts to all this stuff growing up and everything. And then
I have no idea what I was doing at 4 years old.
I just don't know why you walked.
I was probably peeing my pants. Back in kindergarten, peeing my pants. What'd you say?
I just don't know why he walked onto the track. It was kind of, I guess he just got the anger, got the best of him.
Impulsive. A 20-year-old, just remember how we were at 20.
He's just going to go let.
Well, just like all the rest of us, when we're 20.
Shut up.
We're full of adrenaline and
you were full of adrenaline when you were 20.
Testosterone, and we're bulletproof and all that stuff.
A long time ago for Nelly.
And you were stroking,
but not car proof.
And he jumped out of the car thinking, I'm going to whoop somebody because the bull put him in the wall. Okay, that's part of racing. We see that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Jumped out of the car, was going to be try to make a statement, and the next thing you know, he's dead.
Well, and the crazy part was right after that happened, of course, he had the race on Sunday. Tony Stewart, and he came out that night and his publicist said business as usual tomorrow.
That's crazy.
To me, that was wild. I mean, you just right, wrong, whose fault it was, who cares? But to say business as usual, now he came back and
see. I wonder if he made that decision himself.
Yeah,
or they just went with it.
Who knows, man? Because I couldn't do it again.
No.
I don't know how you could get in a car again going around the track and. I watched Days of Thunder, man. It takes a lot to get over that, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. Days of Thunder.
That's a great movie.
You're kicking it old school right now.
Yeah. Tom Cruise, man, back in the day. Well, we got James in here tonight. And so, James, you're going to share with us a little bit, dude. Just kind of lay it on us. Tell us your story. Nobody knows who you are, what you do.
Oh, man.
Throw it out there.
Do I really have to tell them what I do?
Yeah. The tens of people listening want to know, man. They want to know.
And especially that one guy in Jamaica.
And the UK.
You can actually plug your company and help him down there.
Dude,
That's right.
Jamaica, UK. I mean, we got them all over the world, man. There's KOSites all over the place.
We got our T-shirts yet?
T-shirts hadn't come in yet. We working on it.
Oh.
Them double X, as Mark says, takes a long time. Double and triple X.
A lot of material.
I hope you don't get no double X.
Do you have a sponsor shout out?
We do have a sponsor shout out, man. South Boston Speedway, who sponsors us every week. They give us money for pizza. They give us other stuff. But Chris is working on some T-shirt money from them and stuff. But they're really awesome. They've actually given us tickets to give away at times. And then if Mark Epperson will come through, Carolina Custom Promotions is going to be a new sponsor. But he's got, right now, he's just a little bit of talk. But we'll give him a break because he's dropping his son off at college tomorrow. And we know what a hard time he's had.
Where is he going?
UNCG.
That's a long ways away.
I know. Trust me, Mark's probably crying right now.
He probably is. I heard he was dusting last week, too. What's up with that? Mark, do not dust.
Don't do anything. I told him, man.
That 20-minute drive is going to be tough.
It's going to be a killer. He probably won't see him at least till Saturday.
I know.
He can do his laundry.
So, look, speaking of our guest here.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
About 2.5 years ago.
I have a feeling this was coming.
Dude,
do you know anything about this?
Just about 2.5 years ago, we're kind of short on people as far as volunteers there
for the sound room
at the church. So I started saying, hey, somebody come help me.
Yep.
Anybody.
And I've been working on this boy for 2.5 years.
Yep.
Just basically begging.
Yeah.
Every time he sees me. Every time he sees me.
And help me, James.
Yeah.
Just once.
Just once a month. That's all I want. Just once a month.
Which is like 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah. And the boy ain't even looked at me yet.
No, I have.
He walks by. He don't even say hey.
Did he start sitting on the other side of the church so he doesn't have to walk by the sound booth anymore?
Yeah. I've had bugs for 2 years, and I won't call him because I know what's going to happen.
You're infested right now,
I'm
aren't
infested.
you?
What is it, man? Tell him right now. Let's just put it out on the table, man. Let's squash this right now.
Like a yes or no?
Yeah, just tell him you don't want to do it, man.
Tell him.
I've told him for 2 years.
Yeah, but he's hard-headed, dude. He don't know.
Just one
right here in
one
this
day
moment.
a month. That's
I think
all I
my
need.
wife did she not give you a deal?
Ooh.
Did she not throw a deal?
Wow.
We don't talk about that here on the radio.
Did she not throw a deal your way?
You brought it up.
Not like that. Okay, right. Sorry, I forgot about that.
Remember who you talking to?
I forgot about that. All right, let's back that train
my
up.
wife's downstairs.
All right. Yeah.
I'd say he's out, Nelly. I don't think I think you need to just let it go.
Oh man.
Hey, here you go. I'll try it out. Maybe once or twice.
You can't,
just to get a feel. If I can get Nelly, and this is far fetched. If I can get him to work and come over to my house and spray some bugs, I might help you out.
Now look, Nelly.
You know how hard it is to get him out?
I know it is. It's tough. I'm trying to get him out of my office every day. I can't get him out.
That means he'll have to drive his old truck.
He said, put up or shut up, dude. You come out to the house, get the bugs out from under the house, and he'll go to the sound booth.
Yeah.
I like the deal your wife offered me.
Oh, goodness.
I don't know how that sounds on the radio either.
So it's not going to happen right now, Daniel. We're going to have to pass it. All right. So
start from the beginning, man.
From the beginning.
Yep. You were born.
I was born, thankfully.
It was a great day.
Could have been a mistake. I don't know.
I don't think it was.
I'm here.
Your parents seem pretty happy.
Yeah. Well,
they love you.
Still.
They're proud of you.
After everything that's happened, they're still happy. They're doing pretty good.
Yep, that's right.
All right. So I am a manager of a car wash.
Nice.
That's what I do.
Nice.
I've done it for like almost 15 years.
How'd it go today with the rain and stuff?
It was slow.
Yeah.
Was it?
It poured. Did it not pour?
It was nasty rain today.
I was going like 30 on the interstate picking up my kids.
I heard somebody said someplace in Alamance County around here got 3 inches of rain in like 4 minutes.
Dude, it happened quick. I mean, when it came down, and it was like fat rain. It wasn't just like, it wasn't
skinny rain. It was Nelly rain.
Dude, he's full of it tonight. I like this.
Love the guest.
All right, so you manage. How's that go? You see a lot of people come through there?
I see a ton of people.
You work with a lot of college students and stuff over there.
Yeah, that age group. A lot of them, 2 or 3, 4 in college. The rest of them are just kind of doing their thing.
Yeah, coming in there and working for
there,
tips.
and there's like 2 other people that were there that are actually married there.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
You got married at the car wash?
No.
Oh.
I thought the same thing when you said
Yeah, that's true. I didn't specify that. There are people that work there that are married, believe it or not.
I got you.
I mean, it just doesn't sound very You don't want to brag about it, do you?
No, but it's all right. Everybody's got their thing,
that's
man.
true.
Don't brag about it, man. That place does some business.
Yeah, we do some business.
Y'all do some business. Tomorrow, y'all be packed. It's supposed to be nice, so they'll be out to the road.
All right, so I manage the car wash.
Yep, manage that.
You go to church. That's obviously how we know you.
Yeah.
He works in the sound booth one day a month.
I might do that.
He may start doing that.
I have 2 kids.
Cool. What's their names?
Madison.
She
is 8.
There you go.
8 years old. And I have Parker. He is 4.
Hey, and I got news for you, buddy.
He's a handful.
You're going to be in trouble with both of them because Madison is a cutie and Parker is a handful. He's a mess. He's just like mine. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And he's turning 5 pretty soon. Dude. September 9th.
You don't look that old. You don't look
I'm 31. 31. Am I even old enough to be on this show?
You just barely made it.
Kickit Old School. You got to be over 30.
Barely made it.
All right, well, good.
So you go to church.
Yep. Go to church with you guys.
Been saved long?
I've been saved. I was saved when I was 5. And I know that sounds like, yeah, right. You didn't know what he was doing.
Right.
But
how'd you get saved?
I remember it. It was in Bible school.
Oh, wow. Nice. There you go.
And I remember it was Tina.
Wait a minute. Bible school? Because I heard Bible school is a joke. That it ain't no good and churches shouldn't put money into Bible school. You sure that's what you did?
Believe it or not. I got saved at Bible school.
So keep going. Bible school, you got saved.
Yep, got saved at Bible school and went to a Christian school.
Yeah.
I think you went to the same school at one point.
I did go to Christian school until they pretty much told me to get lost. But
well, that happened to me too.
Well, nice.
Yeah.
Hey, so I hear you.
I'd have never made it in Christian school. So.
Yeah. Well, my senior year, I got into a little bit of trouble. So they pretty much asked me to leave. So I graduated from Southern.
Not me too, man.
Goodness.
That's awesome. Southern. I like that.
Old Southern Alamance.
Yep.
And then got married not long after that.
Yeah.
We were married in 2003. I met Lauren at the Christian school.
Cool.
Nice. Okay. So I guess you could say we were high school sweethearts, right?
And I can say this too with confidence. Every person that's come through here, I have yet to meet one, but you just like everybody else in this room married up.
That's right.
Because you got a good woman.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. I think every guy marries up.
Yeah. Well,
if they're married.
No, let me tell you, I've seen some guys that hadn't married up.
True.
I ain't going to say who they are, but it's tough when you don't. But
I know these guys in this room married up.
We absolutely did. You know it.
So
y'all got married and
we got married young.
Storybook ended.
I graduated in 2001 and we were married in 2003.
So
graduated
right after high school.
No, yeah.
What were you, 20? Is that about right? 20 years old?
Yeah, 21.
Yeah, that's young.
And that wasn't
like really young.
That wasn't like a had to get married deal. That was you just wanted to get married. Yeah. Y'all were young and wanted to get married.
We were young and in love.
Yeah.
And then the fairy tale wedding, just everything's been happily ever after, wedding bliss, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm, absolutely not.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, good. You're normal like everybody
we're normal,
else.
right?
Welcome to marriage.
Normal marriage. Yeah. So we had 2 kids. Obviously, I just said that. And then 7 years into it, 2010, things started to get rough. Things were getting rough a little before that.
Right, but that's kind of when it hit the fan.
But that's when it hit the fan. It was 2010. It was in the summer. And long story short, not to go into too much details, we separated. Okay, and we had 2 kids, and Parker was just born in 09, September 09.
Man.
So he wasn't even a year old yet.
Yeah.
And it was tough. And I don't know how old I was, 28, 27. And guess where I had to go live? Or guess where I went to live?
Where'd you go?
My parents.
Oh, not the old parents' house.
That's rough, dude.
That was rough.
Look, last week with Mark, we talked about how for college students it's tough to come back home for the summer and be with your parents. I can't imagine moving out, being married, having kids, and then going home.
It was rough.
Did they give you a curfew when you came home?
Well,
good question.
Actually, no, but I heard it when I came in late.
But you know what, man? That's tough. But I mean, God bless them that they took you in,
very true,
and let you come back home and kind of use that to reset.
They were very supportive. Supportive of that. I mean, even though I was definitely not where I needed to be. I mean, I was as far away from God as I could possibly be. I mean, and I was in a bad spot. And I was going out, and I had 2 kids, right? And they were coming over. They were staying with me at my parents' house, and Lauren was still at the house, and it was just a bad situation. It was arguments all the time, and there was nothing pretty about it.
Right.
And then I turned to alcohol.
Oh wow.
And I was going out. I've tried to go out every night just so I wouldn't have to be at my parents' house.
Right, sure.
Yeah,
okay.
That's right.
So going out, you name it.
Bad crowd.
Bad
crowd.
Bad
people.
Oh yeah. Clubs and bars and just whatever. coming home at 2, 3 in the morning, getting up at 6:30. Just, it was bad.
Well, and I think a lot of people sit there and they say, how can somebody who got saved at Vacation Bible School, who grew up at church, who went to a Christian school, what in the world happens from that to separated and far away from God?
How did it happen? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, well, again, like you said a while ago, it didn't happen overnight.
No. Had to start somewhere.
Yeah, it was just, I explained it then as I just didn't get to live my life, so to speak. That was my excuse then, was I didn't get to live my life.
Shelter.
So I wanted to go out. So I married young. So I wanted to get out and just do my thing. And I thought the grass was going to be greener. I thought there was definitely got to be somebody out there better for me than Lauren. And I just wanted to go, exploring, for lack of a better word.
Right.
And I went out and just have fun and did what I wanted to do, and thought it was just going to be all hunky-dory and just meeting as many girls as I could. And
the grass was so green.
It was green,
so
man.
tempting. And then when you looked underneath it was black.
It was black.
So what happened? You get to a point, if you guys are separated and it sounds like things are going in a bad direction.
Things are going bad.
I know where you are now. What happened? What was
let me tell you this story. I'm not sure if you even know this. So I don't know the time frame, but maybe like a year. We were separated for a whole year. And, we were signing the separation papers, and it got to the point where it was time for the divorce. It was a year. In North Carolina, you had to be separated for a year. And it was time for the divorce papers, and she was ready to do it. And I just wasn't ready because it wasn't set up the way I wanted to be set up. And, that was, looking back on it now, God protected me during that whole time, and her, even as far away from him as I was. Being a child of God, even though you're far away, he still protects you. And because I was in some situations where I could have turned out really bad.
Right.
But we got back together like a year later.
So 2 years.
Wow. We were separated
to
a year.
The divorce.
No. A year to the divorce, and then it was like a month after it was been a year. I don't even know what happened. I'm not even sure how it happened. But we started talking, started clicking again. The little connection started. The high school sweetheart started coming back around.
Right.
And we got back together.
Wow.
What? That only lasted for like 2 months, and we separated again.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So what happened there?
Bad.
So you got to be thinking at that point, well, look, we tried. We did what we wanted to do. We tried to give it the right shot. This is not going to work.
But yeah, I said that. I was like, I'm definitely not ever going back to her again. And And it was just a bad situation. I remember this one got me. There are two things that really hit me the second time. And one of them was this lady. She came up to me, and she's known me for years. And she came up to me like with tears in her eyes and said, "You know what? I don't want to see your kids have another dad." And that hit me so hard.
You had to think about that.
That was huge. And I was just like, man, I didn't even think about that.
Somebody else raising your kids.
Yeah, somebody else raising my kids. That made me mad.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
And so, and then the next thing happened was I was out at a friend's house. It was like Christmas. It was snowing. And I took my kids, took Madison. I don't think I took Parker because he was young. And we were out there, had a good time, and came on the way back home. Madison was crying. Just bawling. And I couldn't. I kept asking her what was wrong. And she finally told me that she wanted a family like the one we were just at.
Oh wow, that must have hit you hard.
Oh man, I started crying right there.
Did you?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Penetrated, yeah.
It was bad. So that was after the second separation.
Right.
Okay. I think time frames, but we got back together the second time. And we knew what we had to do.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, let's get back together and make this work. It was, let's get back together, put God number one in our lives.
There you go.
And that is how it happened. That's how we're still together, and we're still doing great right now. We're keeping God number one. It's struggles.
Right.
Absolutely struggles. And as long as I think you might have mentioned the diagram.
Oh, yeah. I was just thinking about that. Yeah. Yeah, what I always say in Sunday school is when I'm there, when I show up, I said it before, and you keep God. If you keep God in the center, I drew a triangle on there, and you have God at the top. And as a husband and wife, you draw them down at the bottom, almost like a triangle.
Right.
So, and the husband and wife, if they're putting God first and they're both working towards that relationship with God, their only natural inclination is to grow together.
Right.
It's not to grow apart, because you're either growing towards oneness or you're growing towards isolation.
That's right.
And so if you and your wife are getting on that track back to go to the Lord, you're going to be growing towards oneness, because naturally it's going to bring you two together.
Right.
So, and I'm sure through this whole thing, there were people praying for you.
Oh, yeah.
Somewhere along the line, you had to get back in church. Somewhere along the line, Lauren had to get back in church,
Yep.
and you had to get God back in the picture, because it's almost like the prodigal son. Daniel, the preacher knows about it over there, but prodigal son, he goes away, but he's, and what does God do? He comes running back to you. I love that story, because he comes running back. God always comes running back to meet you, no matter what you've done. And somewhere along the line, you realize that, and you, that oneness, you were growing towards God, and you put him first, and there you go. It started turning things around.
That's exactly right. Yep. It was, that's like my favorite story now, is the prodigal son.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. But it was like October-ish, and there was a guest speaker. I think it was like a mini revival. I'm not sure the guy's name. He was from Charlotte. But he was speaking on just the crucifixion and these things, and things started hitting me that I'd never heard before.
Right.
Been in church my whole life, and he was reading out of the Bible stuff I've never heard, and right there is when I just rededicated my life.
Yeah.
And said, things have got to change, because even coming back the second time, it wasn't because I'm getting right with God.
Right.
It was like a couple weeks later, and Lauren had already made that decision, but it was a couple weeks later before I made that decision. But that was absolutely the best decision I could have possibly made. But it's actually doing it. You got to put God number one.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, it doesn't matter. I mean, the world. Mm-hmm. There's nothing in the world that says, "Hey, stick it out, come back." I mean, we are like a low percentage of people who come back and get back together.
Right? Yeah. No.
Because most people just don't.
Well, the world tells you to just throw it away.
And I ain't figured it out yet, dude.
Oh no.
I mean, look at this boy.
Yeah, he's ugly as sin.
And then.
I mean, he's bringing sexy back, but
have a
picture of Lauren in your mind. Look at him, and then look at.
We need to show a picture of Lauren on the video.
There's something wrong with this picture.
Well, I'll tell you this, man. Just that, two things that stuck out to me while you're talking is one, you said you made the comment even when I was far away from God, He was still protecting me.
Oh yeah,
and you think about, a lot of people think that when you get saved, that it's supposed to be this magic button you hit and everything's supposed to work out great, and life is supposed to be easy. But it's the exact opposite. You get saved, you just piss Satan off, and he just wants to destroy your life and everything around you. But even when we mess up, when we screw up, when you're in sin, you feel so isolated. You feel like you're on an island by yourself, and it's what Satan uses to just beat you down to where you don't want to get up. Mm-hmm. You don't want to correct yourself. You don't want to get things right. But even when that's going on, God is looking out for you, and He's trying to protect you. Mm-hmm. You and Lauren should have been divorced.
Absolutely.
You should have been divorced.
There were plenty of people who counted us out. I mean, it was just, if you knew me then.
Right.
You would think there's no way he's going back around.
But that's the beautiful thing about it, James. I mean, I agree. That's what every one of us. I mean, look, any one of us around this table right now can tell stories about why we should not be involved at church. Especially Nelson. Yeah. Dude's got, I'm telling you, I've heard some of his stories, right? But I mean, none of us deserve to be used by God. Yeah. And your whole family now, man, you and Lauren both, I think the beautiful thing about it to me is you both serve together in church now.
Correct.
In youth ministry.
That's right.
Which is such a huge, it's a special place in my heart. But
middle schoolers, which you got to be really crazy to devote yourself to middle school kids. But let me tell you what, man, I love those kids.
Yeah. How come?
I don't know.
They're insane.
Yeah.
I have no idea why I love them.
10 years ago.
My son's one of them.
Oh, yeah, it's true. Yeah.
10 years ago, if somebody would have said, hey, you and Lauren are going to be like working with middle school kids and stuff. Well, how would you thought that would have gone over?
No, man. It would have been bad. I don't think it would have worked out very well.
That's right.
Yeah, just 4 years ago.
But that's where God has taken you guys. Right. And now I think not that you guys are perfect by any means, or not that you aren't going to have bumps in the road, but you guys have got to have such a stronger relationship now than you could have ever imagined.
Absolutely.
I'm proud of both of you, man. Again, you married up. So if you did nothing else right, God knows you married up.
Well, it's also, it gives you hope. So if anybody's out there that's listening to this, and maybe they think my marriage is done. Mm-hmm. You at one time, y'all were going to sign the papers, man.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, y'all were going to sign the paper and be done with it.
Yeah, it was bad.
See, look, you hear him say it's bad, and God is in the, that's what God does. He restores. He wants to restore. God is in the business of restoration. He's in the business of hope. I was reading last night in my devotions, man, 1 Corinthians 13, what love means, and it's just, that's what God is. And, it takes more than, and it takes that agape love that only God can give you. You know what I mean? And that's what had to happen there. And, he was there the whole time, like Daniel said, protecting you, watching over you, and the hope was there. And so for anybody out there is hope,
Oh, yeah.
Well, and let's be honest about it. I mean, incredible happy ever after ending with you and Lauren. But that doesn't happen all the time.
No,
I mean, mistakes are made and decisions are made, and maybe your marriage doesn't work out, or maybe it's not a marriage thing. Maybe it's being an alcoholic. Maybe it's drugs. We've talked about that on here. Maybe it's womanizer. Whatever it is, that sin in your life. Again, you're not on an island. There's a God that loves you, and He doesn't want you to give up.
That's exactly right.
It might not be able to turn things out the way you want it, but God has a purpose to give you a life, an abundant life. He wants you to be happy. He wants you to have joy. He wants you to have the desires of your heart. But it all goes back to what you said, Holt, with that triangle.
That's right.
Get your eyes off of the stuff beside you and start looking to God. And if you just focus on growing closer to God, that other stuff will work out.
That's right.
Everything else will pan out.
And Satan, the little conniving thing he attacks marriages.
Oh yeah,
it's just unbelievable. Like, I know several people who are go through issues like this, but I feel like, I think you've said this before, Holt, that he attacks the family.
Oh yeah.
And once the family falls apart, everything else falls apart.
Oh yeah.
And it's so easy to get distracted.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not perfect. I don't read my Bible every day, and there's there are times where weeks maybe before I do something like that. But like you just said, you can always know there's a God that is ready to turn around with His open arms and take you back.
Yeah,
that's right.
And that's the awesome thing about God, man. That's very cool. I'm glad you came on here and shared that with us, man. It's not always easy to put yourself out there and to share stuff. I appreciate your wife, because I know she gave you permission.
She did.
Does she even listen to this thing as well?
Yeah, you know what? She does.
Ooh,
so she's one of the, how many?
Two.
Okay.
One of the two.
Another one.
At least there's one female.
That's right.
Lauren, we love you if you're out there.
Let's be honest. We make, except for Nelson, he don't make his wife do nothing, but we all make our wives listen to it at some point in time.
Yes.
She actually likes it, Daniel.
That's awesome.
Does she? Wow.
Yeah.
Susie, I only make her do it. It's like pulling eye teeth to get her to do it.
She says those
maybe
guys
she
are funny.
will with you on here now.
Yeah.
Has she ever been to Jamaica?
Who?
Or over in the UK?
Yeah. I think.
I'm telling you, dude.
She's famous over there.
Somebody's done it. Somebody's done it.
We need to find out who that Jamaican person is. Somehow.
Well,
but didn't you shoot an email? Or
listen.
Get an email or anything?
If you are out there, and I mean, I can't tell you, I'm being completely serious with this. If you are in another country and you listen to this podcast, one, God bless you.
Email us, man.
There is a special reward for you in heaven for
There's a crown in
suffering
heaven.
through that. But if you will email us at the3oldguys, the number 3 old guys at gmail.com, the3oldguys, we will hook you up. We will send. What are we going, Nelson?
We'll send them some of them T-shirts we ain't got.
We'll send you some T-shirts. We'll send you
Rice can get some racing stuff.
Racing stuff.
Yeah,
I promise you, we will send you something.
I'll send him a free car wash.
A free car wash.
Catheter set.
Set. We'll hook it up. But you send us an email and just say, hey, I'm out in the UK and I listen to you guys. And we will talk about you. You will be famous.
Shoot their name out there. She can give them some shout out when they're out there in the
Shout
UK.
out.
Oh, man. Well, again, I miss C. Rice this week, man. It was not the same without him.
Well, I don't know if I told you guys this, but I sent a message to C. Rice to try to get some advice, and he goes, good luck.
That's all he's
Thanks,
got.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Chris.
That's
I didn't even listen to
all
this. Appreciate that wisdom that you're throwing. Good luck, LOL. Thanks, Chris, for the advice you gave me there, buddy.
He'll be back next week. And listen, I can't say much, but we got a little surprise for C. Rice next week.
Ooh. Oh,
we got a little surprise.
For that. That's a good teaser.
I'm not going to say nothing else. Tune in next week, but I promise you, hey, we're going to be on video. Check us out on YouTube. I'm going to load that up soon. If you'll tweet us, I'll send you the information.
Oh my goodness,
on camera,
gracious.
man.
This is the first video one, right?
We're going.
We have
viral.
the faces for radio.
Yeah.
We're going viral.
You'll be so disappointed you did when you look at this on the video. So
I agree.
Hey, tweet us 3 old guys. Tweet us 3 old guys. Email email us, the3oldguys@gmail.com. But tell your friends, man. Listen, we are back. I know we missed a couple weeks here last week throughout the summer, but we are back on schedule. We've got somebody lined up to come in here next week you're going to love. C. Rice will be back. Nellie's in the house. Holt, thank you for coming out tonight.
My pleasure.
James, keep it real, dude. Watch some cars tomorrow.
I will.
Hopefully it won't rain. And you guys know what's up. Every week at the KOS headquarters, me, Nelly, C. Rice, little pizza, little Pepsi Max, you know what we're going to be doing.
Kicking it old school.
Kicking it old school.
That was awesome.
Kickit Old School.